Hi, welcome to Annie's Life Talks. How are you? How are you really? Today, I'm going to be talking about the stages of grieving. There was a video I shared, and I talked about this lady who had been married for 10 years and was at a divorce court with her husband. And he was like, I'm going to do right by you. When we leave you, I'm going to do right by you. And we thought, 10 years too late. 10 years way too late. Why didn't you do right by her before then? So I talked about women sometimes, or sometimes even men, grieving, going through the grieving process while still married to their husbands or wives. People go through this grieving process even while they're still with their partners, and especially for women, because it takes us longer to detach from people. So a woman might be still married to you, but would have clocked out of that marriage. And they clock out by that of that marriage, not just like that. They clock out by going through that grieving process. So we think that grief is when we've lost someone. So a husband has died, a child has died, we think, but sometimes when there's a loss, which the person can still be alive, we grieve them. And a woman would grieve you in a marriage when she thinks that, there's nothing to, when she comes to the realization that this is it, this is the end of it, they would grieve you. The question is, why wouldn't they leave? So some would leave and do the grieving outside of, or start that process whilst they're still with you, and then continue the process whilst they're out. Some would just leave, or the marriage will end, and then they will do the grieving whilst they're outside of the marriage, going through the separation or the divorce. Okay. Others would not leave the marriage. Not every partner would have that courage to walk out of the marriage. So some would still stay in the marriage, but they would grieve you out. And once they've done that, you would be in the marriage with them. And basically, it would just be as though you're just there. They would have lost everything for you because they would have grieved you out. So today, I'm going to be sharing Kübler-Ross model of grieving with you. So it talks about 5 stages of grieving. And one other thing it talks about is that grieving is not linear. So we don't grieve like this because it's not linear. We grieve, we grieve differently. Everybody would grieve differently. Everybody would go through that process very, very differently. The 5 stages, though, sometimes people would take one. So start with 1, skip to 3, go to 5, and then come back to 1 because they haven't gone through the entire process. But you somehow go through that whole process till you get to the end where you finally accept that this has happened and this is the outcome, or this is the action I need to take. So the first stage is denial. The shock, it hits you, isn't it? Sometimes you get this news and it hits you so hard. You find out that your wife has cheated, your husband has cheated, something significant has happened. You find out that the years you've invested in your marriage, it's all been a lie because, the man is either with you for a reason. You find out that he has a complete set of family somewhere else. You find out that he's, slept with you. In some cases, people tangling with their wife's friends, or he's hidden something from you. Something significant has happened. Or you can also have found out that this person is never going to do right by you. So however many years you've dedicated to that relationship, they are never ever going to do right by you. They're never going to see you the way you want them to see you. They're never going to value you the way you want them to value you. So you come to that realization and then it hits you. So when that has happened, the first stage is, like I said, denial. So shock. Your brain refuses to accept that has happened. And because of how we're wired naturally as human beings, that is almost a way of you numbing the pain the immediate shock, the immediate pain, you want to buffer it. So denial helps you to buffer that pain so that it doesn't go through. So when a woman comes to a realization that I've given 20 years to this man, but nothing will come of it, the initial stages might not be that. The initial stages might be, does he love me? Does he not love me? Does he care? Does he not care? So she'll just be doing this in and out because she wants to deny the fact that that has happened. Then the second stage is anger. If I was very artistic, I'll have a bit of horn up here. So you go through anger. You are so angry that that has happened. You get so angry that they treat you the way they do, they talk to you the way they do, they treat other people better, they're narcissistic. You get so angry that you're at the receiving end all the time. You get so angry that they can't just pause and look at you the way you want them to look at you. So you get really angry, and then you go through that anger as well. And it's just asking yourself, am I not good enough? Am I good enough? Did I not dress? Did I not treat them well? You go through all that stage wanting to find out why that happened. Okay. Then you go through the bargaining. If only I had treated him like this. If only I had followed him to his mother's funeral. If only when he asked me for more money, I had given him. If only I had allowed him to have sex with me anyhow, any way he likes. Maybe, maybe, maybe. So you go through that bargaining. You just keep trying to think, oh, maybe I could have done this better. Or then you'll be thinking, when he comes home, I'm going to do this, better for him. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do this. So you put all that in, just trying to analyze and trying to figure out where this whole thing had gone wrong. Then depression sets in, which is your fourth stage. Depression sets in because you get so saddened. So when you're with your wife and she's always crying, she's the least thing, she's crying. You can see that she's becoming quieter, she's going colder, she's not reacting the way you want her to react. She's gone through all these stages, and she's probably getting to that point where it's hitting her, and she's getting depressed about the fact that all the years she's committed to you is going to come to nothing. So when you see all that, instead of you saying, why are you always crying? Why are you so emotional? Every day you're crying. Every day I have to, go out there and see other women. Other women are stronger. You're always, no, that is you even pushing her further. Because at that point, she's so depressed that the man she loved, the man she sacrificed years for, things are coming to an end. But you don't know that. She's doing all this work in her head. You have no insight. She's not having conversations with you about it. So you don't know that, mate, she's grieving you. She's crying because she's looking at you and thinking, I'm going to have to leave him. She's looking at you and thinking, our future is not going to be the future that I wanted it to be. I'm not going to be here in the next month, in the next year, or I'm going to be here and you're just dead to me. She's depressed about the fact that her dreams, all that she wanted you guys to do as a family, that's not going to happen. So you need to really, really pause and watch your partners, watch your wives, watch how they go about at home. If she was nagging you all the time and she's not doing that anymore, you need to start being worried a little bit and, have conversation. You need to stop sometimes and just have these conversations. Then eventually she comes to the point where she accepts that this is it. And that's the fifth stage and the final stage, acceptance. When she comes to accept that this is it, this is the end of the journey. There is no more that I can do to get this man to change. There is no more that I can give to this man because I've given everything. There is no more that I can give to this marriage because I have been submissive, I've been silent, I have fought him, I have nagged, I have cooked, I have not cooked, I have cleaned, I have not cleaned, I have done everything. I have had the sex, I have not had the sex, I have tried everything. And I'm actually at a point where there is nothing else that I can give. Then she comes to acceptance stage. So when some women get to this stage of acceptance, they'll probably tell you that, you know what, I don't want this marriage anymore. But when they tell you that, you would just be coming into the realization. You just be thinking, so you get the shock. But she would have gone past that stage already. So both of you will not be on the same page. Do you understand? You would be starting. She would be done. She'll be on the other side. And everybody go like, she's so cold. She's so cold. Why? She's not showing any more reaction. She's not crying. She's not throwing tantrums. She's not doing the things that everybody expects her to do. And that is because she's gone past that stage of being there and you know, showing all our emotions, because she's gone past it. So when the news is hitting you, because you didn't see that coming, because you thought you were always going to come home and meet that submissive woman sitting there, cooked your food, washed your laundry, looked after the kids. When you come to that realization, when it hits you and you're going through your denial, madam will be right at the end, waiting to go. So there's nothing you say to her that is going to make her change her mind. There's absolutely nothing you say to her that is going to make her want to change and stay with you. So at that point, you would have lost your woman. You would have lost a good woman. And the ones that do not leave, they will be there with you, but do not care whether you're back home or not, you are late or not. They will not call you. They will not text you. If you're sick, they will do the bare minimum. You know, even if they have to have conversations, it will be the bare minimum. Some of them, if you're having sex with them, they'll just be there. They will either see you as someone that they're just having sex with. They have lost everything for you because they've grieved you out. That is how some of our mothers were able to stay in some of these marriages that we keep saying, oh, my mom was married for 50 years, my dad was horrible, but my mom stayed. They grieved them out. They grieved them to a point where these men were there but didn't mean anything to them anymore. So the fathers could have 10 kids outside, they didn't care. They could have other, side chicks, they didn't care, because they would have gone through that emotion and come out and not really be bothered about what the men did to themselves anymore. So if you see this video, if you chance on this video and you know someone who is going through, some challenges in their marriage, please share this with them. Share this with a man, share this with a woman. I know it's a little bit long, but it will help you to see and analyze where your partner is. It would help you to analyze and evaluate where they are and see whether you can salvage your relationship. Sometimes we think that it is okay, oh, you can start another one. Most of the men think that you can find a younger version, you can find something better out there. Yes, there are a lot of women out there that are really nice and will do you all the things you do. But trust me, that most people that have not treated their wives well and have left marriages to go and be with other women secretly crave and wish that they had done them right. So don't be that man who is on the other side. Don't be that woman who treats your man so horribly that when he goes, you're thinking, maybe I could have. Make sure that when you're with your partner, you're doing everything you can to the best of your ability, so that if that relationship doesn't work, if for whatever reason that relationship ends the way it ends, then you have no regrets, because you have given it everything that you can. I hope this video helps you and educates you. Subscribe to my channel and share my videos. And if you have any comments, please don't forget to comment right at the end, and keep an eye out for more of my videos. Ciao.